and welcome to the Have Knitting podcast. I think I've already recorded about half an hour and then I realised it was just a lot of disjointed rambling with me stopping and starting. So I may insert a story at the end that I told when I first recorded. But then again, I may not because it's a bit silly. So hello and welcome. My name is Christy. This is the Have Knitting podcast. It is Tuesday, I'm not sure of the date, 20-something of June. It's freezing cold. It is a really, really, really cold day. I've got the fire going, which is what I was just checking. I've got the fire going. It's windy. It's just, the sun was out before, but it's come over all overcast. It's yucky. I don't like winter. I just don't. I don't. Actually, no, that's not true. I do like winter if I'm under my Snuggie, which is like a big polar fleece blanket with arms. If I can sit under that, then I'm happy. Or if I can sit in front of the fire, then I'm happy. Or if I can sit in bed, then I'm happy. I just have to be warm. As long as I'm warm, I'm happy. So I'm wearing a shawl, which I will, and I'll show you why I'm wearing it in a little bit. And I'm also wearing leg warmers that I knit and designed a few years ago. I love my leg warmers. Some people would say that it's very daggy, and in fact, when I first knit them, my husband said it was very daggy, but he has since changed his mind, I think. I was out on Friday afternoon, and there was I was talking to another mum, and she looked at my legs and she said, "Are you wearing leg warmers?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Did you knit them?" I said, "Yes. I even designed them." She said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "They're really cool. They really suit you." So I had everyone commenting on my the 80s and leg warmers, and hey, I don't care, my legs are warm. I mean, they were all very positive things. Nobody was saying anything negative, but I love my leg warmers, and I don't care if I look daggy. Although I think my husband said to me that I pull them off well, and this lady I was talking to said that I pulled them off well as well. You know, it's not about what you're wearing, it's about how you wear it. Seriously. You can pull anything off if you have the confidence and the attitude. And if you are somewhat crazy and a little bit off kilter like me, you can wear leg warmers and rock them. But anyway, that got me thinking about leg warmers and how much I love them. And so I'm designing leg warmers again. So if you follow me on Instagram, I am Have Knitting on Instagram. You will see my swatch because I posted a photo of it last night. Yeah, I'm ready to actually do all the calculations and get started on that. So I'm pretty excited. And then as I was knitting the swatch yesterday, I was like, oh, this will look really cool in a hat. So I'll probably do a beanie as well, because I think I said last week I really need a beanie. I did, didn't I? So I'm going to design myself a beanie. I have the picture in my head of what I want it to look like. Let's see if I can pull it off. Okay, so what am I drinking today? I've already had so much caffeine this morning, it's not funny. So I'm drinking Twinings buttermint tea that I got in a swap. I watched the Knitting Broomstick with Jilly, and she had a tea swap going. It might still be going. I think it ends this month, the end of this month. I'm not sure. But I got this tea, buttermint tea, and I sent some of the Madam Flavour mint choc chip rooibos. But this is really lovely, and when it arrived, I opened up the envelope and all I could smell was this buttery, beautiful, creamy, minty smell. So I think this might be the third or fourth cup that I've had. I don't drink it very often. I'm trying to savor it because it's so good. So if anybody is watching and you live in the UK and can get Twinings buttermint tea, I'll love you forever if you send me some. I'm happy to send something back. Talking about swaps, I've actually been thinking that it would be fun to do one. So I think that we need at least 10 people to participate in order to make it worthwhile. I will not do a mini skein swap because I'm not really interested in doing... Okay. I won't do a mini skein swap at this point in time. I think maybe in the future I will. I've been seeing everybody's mitered square / cozy memories blankets. And even though I really don't want to knit one, and my husband certainly doesn't want me to knit one, it's starting to look quite tempting, because everybody talks about how addictive they are and whatever. But then I was watching a podcast the other week, and the one of the podcasters had done, one of the hosts was making a pair of socks with a magic yarn ball. So she'd taken all of her odds and ends, mini skeins and whatnot, and magic knotted them together, and was making these really funky, out there, mismatched kind of socks. So yes, so that's the other thing that I'm starting to think that could be fun to do, is just some Franken socks, because they would be fun and happy. And that would be a good way to use up some mini skeins as well. So that may be something that I do in the future, but at this point in time, I'm not really interested in mini skein swaps. But I was thinking project bag swap, if you are a sewer, or a tea swap. Nothing, you know, I mean, like, I know that shipping is expensive, or postage, whatever you want to call it, is expensive. Especially if you're posting overseas. I know if I try and order anything from the US, even if it's just tiny, like for instance, like stitch markers, I can look at, you know, cute little progress keepers or stitch markers or whatever from the US, and postage here is still over $15, which is ridiculous. And I'm not having to go at anyone. It's just, I'm not going to buy something that is tiny, that's half the price of the actual postage, if you get what I mean. So something relatively small that's not going to cost an arm and a leg. The tea swap that I participated in, I think it cost me $25 because to post it, because I posted it in a box, and if I had thought about it, because I thought it would be nice to keep the tea in the box that it came in, and if I was to do it again, I'd take it out of the box and put it in a bag thing, because that was ridiculously expensive. I mean, it was worth it because I got some really lovely tea, and it was nice to send somebody some nice tea. But yes, so that's what I was thinking. Something that you can put in a bag that's going to stay relatively small. And I know that works with mini skeins, but at this point in time, don't want to do mini skeins. So if you can think of anything, if you're interested in participating in a swap of some sort, hop on over to the Ravelry group and let me know, or send me a message. I shall talk about knit-alongs in a little bit. I didn't write show notes. I'm hoping my son doesn't wake up, because I put him to sleep and then I started recording, and then I decided to re-record, and he's likely to wake up. He only slept for a little bit yesterday, so yes. So anyway, hopefully I don't forget anything. So I will talk about knit-alongs in a little bit. Okay, so I will talk about my week in review, now that I've kind of taken care of most housekeeping kind of things, and I'm going to have a sip of tea. If you are not a member of a knitting group or a crafting group of some kind, can I highly recommend that you join one. Look on Ravelry, see if there's one in your area. Google it, search on the Ravelry groups database, find one. And the reason being is that I went to the Knitting Guild on Saturday, and honestly, it's like going home. To sit in a room with other knitters for 2.5 hours is heaven. It's just, I mean, like, I love being at home, and I love spending time with my friends, and I've got a few friends that are crafty or that knit or crochet or whatever. They don't all come to the guild. Actually, not many of them do. But to actually sit in a room with other people that are only knitting for a couple of hours is amazing. It's just, you know, it's really inspiring, I find, to see what other people are working on, to talk to other people about yeah, I mean, we talk about all sorts of things. We talked about politics on on Saturday. But to just be surrounded by other people that love knitting as much as I do is just, it's not, like, I can't even begin to describe what a joy that is. So yes, so if you love knitting or crocheting, or just crafting in general, find yourself a craft group. I cannot recommend that more. So yes, I had Knitting Guild on Saturday. I participated in a continental knitting workshop. I did a few stitches before. 4. So this is my continental knitting. The lady that taught us, Christa, her mum is German, she was saying, and knits continentally. And she showed us some of the work that she's done. Oh my goodness. I mean, you know, you've seen doilies, right? It was like, you know, that cotton that doilies are knit out of or crocheted out of, but like huge, big, circular kind of tablecloth things that she knit, not crocheted. She does, apparently her mum does crocheted edgings. Phenomenal. And Krista was saying that her mum gets through them like nothing else. She's just got bags full of these things, tablecloths, whatever, that her mum just loves to knit, and they were phenomenal. And she just gets through them so quickly because she continentally knits. So anyway, so I participated in the workshop. I'm pretty impressed with it because I actually have thrown 2 rows in here that were done how I normally knit, and the tension has pretty much stayed the same throughout. So I'm very, very happy with it. My arm was killing me, my left arm, from continentally knitting, because I am obviously a thrower, not a picker. And even though I'm left-handed, and in some regards continentally knitting should be easier because I am left-handed, I was in so much pain by the time we finished. We only went for like 40 minutes to an hour, but yes, I found it incredibly painful. So yes, so that's what I've done. Sorry, I'm just gonna knit a couple of stitches because I really want to get this whole thing. I just, you know, I like the idea of being able to continentally knit socks because I have so much sock yarn that needs to be used. I may as well knit with it, right? And knit with it quickly. So yes, but anyway, so that was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed learning how to continentally knit. That was great. Purling, that was painful. Really, really, really painful. But as the lady who taught us said, the only way you're going, you know, she can only teach us so much. The rest is muscle memory. So it's just a case of just trying, keep working at it, and we'll eventually get it. So yes, so that's that. I mean, it's not obviously not perfect, but it's pretty good, I think, for somebody who's just learning. So that was that. That was Saturday at the Knitting Guild. Saturday night we went and watched my daughter participate in Footloose. It was really good. My daughter was just in the ensemble. She didn't have a lead role or anything. She's so funny. There's a scene towards the end where she was right at the front of the stage and she did this funny little shuffly boogie across the stage. It was hysterical. Our 10-year-old came and the two of us sat there giggling. But yeah, it was good. It was really enjoyable. I really, we had a lot of fun. I promised a funny story. You may not find this funny. I think it's a bit amusing. So, when we were first married, I think maybe first married, you know, when you talk to your partners about things that you liked when you were kids, I remember telling my husband that I loved the movie Footloose. I hate E.T. I am absolutely terrified of E.T. Any E.T. paraphernalia scares the living daylights out of me. And if the movie comes on television, I mean, not that I've seen it for a very long time, but if the movie comes on television, like even the ads I can't watch. But I think I was at my brother-in-law's one night and we were watching TV and it came on and I was like, I need to leave the room. I can't watch this. They didn't end up watching it. But all alien movies scare the living daylights out of me. I cannot cope with them. And the reason being is that when I was in year 2, I think I was in year 2. I must have been in year 2 because there's neighbours across the road. And I think they moved when I was in year 2 or year 3. I can't quite remember. But I don't know. I don't know how they got a hold of it because this was before the whole VH thing. Everyone had a video player kind of thing. It was before that. Before that sort of era. But they had a copy of E.T. I do not know how they had a copy of E.T. So I watched E.T. when I was 6 or 7. And it terrified me. Absolutely terrified me. And I still can't watch it. I did go on the E.T. ride at Warner Brothers Studio? Movie World? No, that's in Queensland. Whatever the movie theme park is in California, the name is Universal Studios. I did go on the Universal Studios ride when I was in LA when I was in year 10. And E.T. did say, thank you, Christy. And can I just say, as a girl who spells her name Christy, where the bulk of Australians spell their names, spell Christy with a K, it was so refreshing to be in a country where I didn't have to spell my name. They just got it right automatically. So thank you. But yes, I coped with that, and the ride was heaps of fun. I still remember the ride. But yeah, the movie freaks me out. So anyway, so we're having this whole discussion about movies that we loved. I'm assuming that's what we were talking about. Movies that we loved and hated when we were small. So I hated E.T. Gremlins. Ugh. We were talking about that. Actually, I think we were talking about that at the musical during intermission. But Footloose was one of those movies that I told my husband I absolutely adored. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely adored it. And so when those 1980s movies started to become available on DVD for to purchase, not at the video store, but you could purchase them, and have them in your house. You know what I mean? Anyway, my husband bought me a copy either for Mother's Day or my birthday one year, and I watched it, and I hated it. I really, really hated it, but I didn't want to tell him because he'd bought it as a gift. And so I sort of sat there and I was just like, when is this thing going to end? This is so dumb. Ugh. And I think it was only recently that recently as in since our daughter's been participating in the musical that I said I hated it. I hated the movie. But yeah, it's funny because our daughter keeps asking if she can watch the movie. And although we have it on DVD, it's buried away in a box somewhere because I had no intention of ever watching it again. And she keeps saying, can I find it? I'm like, I doubt you're going to be able to find it because it's quite literally buried because I never wanted to watch it again. But my husband, the musical was really good and I really appreciated the way the story was portrayed. And my husband said to me, I think it was during intermission, he said to me, I would really like to watch I'd really like to watch the movie. And I think I'm hoping that the musical puts the whole, the stage musical puts up a different perspective on the whole movie. But I can't really remember it anymore. I just remember. I think the only reason I said that I liked it was because I liked the song Footloose. Forgetting that the movie, there's a lot more to the story than just that song. They don't call me Crazy Christy for nothing. So, anyway, so that was that. But that was good. She's got 3 more performances this week. She's got a matinee. She's got 1 more performance on Friday night, and the last one is on Saturday night. So, I'm looking forward to it being over. She's 12, and she has, like, on Friday and Saturday night, she was in bed after 11. So by Sunday, she was looking pretty exhausted. And she's still got school to go to. So school holidays are coming up in another week and a half. So not this Friday, but the following Friday, school holidays start. But yes, we've just got, and because we took our 10-year-old to the Saturday night one, I'm so glad I left the other kids at home. Even though they didn't sleep particularly well because we went home and my friend babysat, I'm so glad they didn't come because it was after 10:30 by the time we got home. And it was really loud. It hurt my there was a scene which hurt my 10-year-old's ears. An overtired, grumpy 6-year-old would have lost it, not to mention the baby. So I'm really glad the younger kids didn't go with us. Even though Saturday, both my 6-year-old and 8-year-old boys are going, oh, but I want to go. Well, you should have said something sooner, but I'm glad they didn't. So, yeah, so that's pretty much been my week. It's just crazy driving everyone everywhere, and I'm really looking forward to the musical being over because it means less having to go and drive my kid somewhere or go and pick her up because they've been practicing every Wednesday afternoon until 5:30 except for the last couple of weeks, and it's been through to 7:30 at night, which is exhausting, I mean, for her. But having to bundle all the kids in the car to go down and get her. Thankfully, I've got a friend whose daughter has also been in the musical and she's happily picked them all up. But yeah, it's been crazy. And even, you know, having to go down this weekend to get her after it finishes at whatever time. It's crazy. So I am looking forward to it finishing, and I'm looking forward to my daughter being able to rest again. So, but it's been fun. It's a good experience, and I think she's already planning on being in the next one. So she's having fun. That's the most important thing. So let's talk knitting. I'll start with my socks. So I've been participating in the tri-colour sock along. Block sock to me, Miss Click Clack tri-colour sock block thing. So this is my socks. This is Valerian, which is a one-of-a-kind, and Bluebird, which is a one-of-a-kind, and this is Garden Party, which you can get in her shop. So I got Miss Click Clack, also known as Kelly, to custom dye the blue and the purple for me because I thought they looked pretty. Now, like, thinking about it, like, it does really work. There's, you know, there's a nice strip of the blue there, but I'm wondering if maybe I should have gotten the spring green instead of the blue. But in saying that, I really like this blue. So anyway, I'm using the vanilla is the new black pattern because I thought that it was interesting. I've done the heel turn. So this is the heel. And it fits, I think it fits. I've got to knit down the foot a little bit more to see how it fits across the top of my instep. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's very interesting. You end up with almost, excuse me, I've got the burps. I'm very sorry. You end up with almost 100 stitches for the heel, and it's really, I think it's quite easily customizable. So even if you're knitting, like I'm doing the 64 stitch one, if you've got a high arch, you could keep going because you just keep doing the increases for the heel. So that is that, and it just sits out like that. So and all that fabric is obviously going to sit across your instep. And there's, other than I guess one of the things that I really liked about this, that other than that blah 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 blah, other than the heel turn with the decreases so that it, you know, faces the other direction, there are no other stitches to decrease. There's no stitches to pick up. You just keep going. So, and even with the heel itself, you're not working back and forth like you do with a short row heel or a heel flap. You keep working in the round. And so even the The only time where you're working back and forth is when you do the heel turn. And that is the only time that you're working back and forth, and that knit up fairly quickly because it was just that section. So that is that, and I'm happy with it, I think. And when I say I'm happy with it, I think it's because I'm not sure, I'm not 100% sure if it's going to fit yet or not. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. I'll see how it fits. Like once it's all done, I'll see how it fits, and then I'll make a decision as to whether I would actually knit it again. I think the short row heel so far is my favorite. I have worn the other tricolor pair of socks that I knit with the short row toe and the short row heel, and I love them. They're very nice. Actually, I would change. There's one thing that I would change. I would actually put less fabric into the heel. So I think I increased it by 15%. So it was 10 stitches along the back of the leg that I increased it by. Next time I'm just going to do 8 because it's just a tad bit loose. Not a huge amount, but just a little bit, enough for me to notice when I put in a shoe. So I may just reduce it a little bit and see. But anyway, so that's my sock. I'm knitting it on 2.5mm Addy needles. 100-meter circular. I'm obviously magic clipping, and yeah, really enjoying it. And that yarn is from Miss Click Clack. I think her Etsy shop is still closed because she is traveling with her husband currently, I think. She's in New Zealand. I want to go to New Zealand. Why can't someone take me to New Zealand? Not fair. Maybe one day. So that is that. Very happy with that. Very, very, very happy with that. And in terms of socks, I am doing the Yay for May sock along, and you can, if you participate and post pictures of your finished socks, you can win this. So this shawl pin was donated by one of my viewers, Tonya. And up until recently, this has only been available in her local yarn store. But she posted a message in Ravelry the other day that said that her local yarn store is closing, and so she won't be selling these there anymore. In fact, I don't know if she'll be selling them at all. I hope she does. So this is a limited edition shawl pin. So, and I am wearing a shawl because I wanted to show you what it looks like. So I'm wearing my Trillion shawl by Martina Bem. Oh, sorry, the vanilla is the new black pattern is by Anna Fletcher. And if you try and look her up on Ravelry, Anna is spelled A-N-N-E-H, just in case. Or vanilla is the new black is the easiest way to remember it. But yeah, so this is my Trillion shawl by Martina Bem, knit from Cherry Tree Hill. I don't know, I bought it ages ago. I just know that it's Northern Lights from Cherry Tree Hill, but yarn base and everything I can tell you. And that's what the shawl pin looks like. It's really cute, don't you think? It's really awesome. I hope I'm wearing it right. Please tell me, Tonya, if I've got it wrong. So yeah, so I really love this. This is really cute. It's really fun. So yeah, I mean, like, not that we need to add any more interest to our knitting, but if you wanted to. Ta-da! So, or, ta-da! Actually, you know what? This would look really good on one of those lovely big open cardigans that you use a shawl pin to close. You could use one of these and that would look really, really pretty. Now I need to knit one of those. So anyway, so that is our Yay for May prize for the socks. Like if you put Yay for May sock along prize. So that the Yay for May sock along is running until the end of August. I know it's Yay for May, but the end of May is my birthday, and my daughter's birthday and Mother's Day. That's why it was called Yay for May. But that is running until the end of August because that is the end of winter in Australia. On the 1st of July, the stripy sock knit along starts. If you don't know where to get yarn, or you haven't heard already because you've been living under a rock, Knit Picks Felici has just been released again. So I picked up another 4 balls, which is you buy 2 balls, 1 ball for each sock. So I purchased that, and hopefully that'll arrive before the knit along starts. I have been planning on knitting turtle pearl yarns, and I will start with that, I think, and then maybe move on to the Felici. I've got, or is it Felici? Whatever, Feliki? How do you say it? How do you say it? So yes, that's my plan, and then maybe I'll move on to my Felici or something. I don't know. Anyway, I have no idea how long that's going for. I don't think I finalised that yet. I am co-hosting that with Moira from Knitting in Stitches. Check out her podcast if you haven't already. That's a great one. I really enjoy it. So yes, so you can double dip. I will be sewing up a project bag, either a bento bag or a drawstring bag, because I can sew those, and I like both of these to socks. So it'll be one of them. School holidays are coming. Hopefully I'll have time for knitting. I say this every single school holidays. I go, yeah, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, I'm going to do something else, and then it never happens. Like last time, I think it was, I'm going to sleep in, and that didn't happen. I've got a baby. I'm going to read that book. I have 6 children, like I have time to read. So this is my Brian shawl by, oh no, I'm showing you the wrong end, but I have lost it. I've lost my progress keeper. I hope it's in my bag. Sorry, I'm just going to see. I may have lost it. Oh, there it is. Okay. So this is my Brian shawl. I think I'm knitting on 4mm needles. The yarn is Madeline Tosh Merino Light. The Maroni burgundy colour is Venetian, and the beigey grey colour is Calligraphy. So I can't remember where I was up to last time. I think I may have been first stripe, or was it the second stripe? Because then my progress keeps falling off. Anyway, either way, I'm up to the final textured section. So I was not going to continue on after I finished that, but this is how much yarn I have left. And the texture section is mainly done in the contrast color, so I'm just going to keep knitting. After saying I'm not going to, I am going to. And we'll just see what happens, because I want to use up all the yarn. I do not want to be left with a huge amount of Madeline Tosh left. Not because I don't love it, and not because I don't like the color, but because I want my value, as Moira would say. I want, from Knitting in Stitches, I want my value. I want to be able to use it all up. So that is currently my plan. And I think I should be able to get away with it, actually, thinking about it. But I mean, we'll see. I've got so much yarn. Got so much yarn to go. So yes. So and if I do that, it'll be nice and big. Nice and big. So, and you know, that's what you want in winter, a nice big shawl. So I'm still loving this. I haven't been working on it as much because I've kind of been concentrating on socks, because I wanted them done. But yeah, and I've also been swatching. If you follow me on Instagram, I'm Have Knitting on Instagram. I've posted a picture of a swatch last night because I'm designing leg warmers. Did I say that already? I may have said that before in my other. Anyway, because I love leg warmers. No, I said it in this one. So yes, so I was swatching yesterday, and that was all I worked on yesterday. I think I worked on my sock for a little bit in the car when I was waiting for kids up at school. But yes, I might try and work on this today, actually. So this is it, and I'm loving it. It's by Caillou. Let's see if I can pronounce it right. Beranger. I can't do a French accent. Beranger. Or if that person lived in Australia, that designer lived in Australia, it would be Caillou Beranger. because we're not fancy. It's so funny. Australians are so funny. We shorten everything. What do you call it? Yeah, we shorten everything. G'day for good day, for good day. G'day. She'll be right, mate. So so yeah, I could go on. I could go on with you know, like the milkmen. Not that we have them anymore, but the milkman got shortened to Milko. The Milko's coming. Yeah, stuff like that. We just shorten everything. I can't think of any. Now that I'm on the spot, I can't think of any. If you Googled Australian slang, if you search for it on YouTube, you'll come out with some really funny videos of ways Australians say things. So struth. I don't say that. I don't know anyone who says struth, but that's an Australian slang. Fair dinkum. Can I think of any others? Servo for service station. I think my American friends call it a gas station. We call them service stations here, but we'll just call it a servo. I've got to go to the servo and get some petrol. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. Spag bowl for spaghetti bolognese. I love my country. I love that we just like to oversimplify everything. Because who wants to waste their time speaking? Apparently me. Okay, so my cross stitch. I really haven't worked on this very much, but I'll show you anyway. I can't remember what I was up to last time, but that's as far as I'm at now. I was going to work on it last night and watching podcasts, but our internet kept dropping out, so I went, oh, I'll just sit on the floor and work on my swatch instead. So yeah, it's coming along. I'm 2 months behind. I don't care anymore. I realized the other day, because I was trying to figure out why I had lost so much momentum with cross stitching, because I was doing it in the evenings every single night, and it's because it's cold. I don't like cross stitching when it's cold, because I've got my arms out here. I can't, at least in knitting, I can still sort of bundle under a rug, and I've got wool generally sitting on my lap, whereas you don't have that. And there's a lot of moving around because you've got to lean down. Well, you know, because I put my stuff on the floor, so I've got to lean down and to get out my floss box, and I've got to do this and I've got to do that. So for me, it's actually a cold activity. I know that probably sounds really weird, but it's a cold activity. I don't like doing it. So there was that. There was something. Oh, and yarn. I did buy some yarn. I went to the gingerbread house in Katoomba last week with my craft group for our final fling thing of the term, whatever you want to call it. And we went to the gingerbread house, which is a coffee shop in Katoomba, and it's just across the road from the Granny Square, which is, if you're in Australia, you would have heard of Morris & Sons. It's one of their little, I wouldn't say it's a sister shop, but it's like one of their little shops. And it has obviously stocks Morris & Sons, which I have been avoiding buying, really avoiding buying it, for reasons that I will not get into now because we're at almost 40 minutes. But anyway, I bought some. So I got this. This is for a tin can barley hat. Yeah, and they had a sale on it as well. Who can resist the sale? And I also got this bluey purpley colour that I was also going to knit a hat in, but I'm now knitting my leg warmers in this colour. So hopefully you'll see them next time I record. So yeah, so tin can barley hat, I'm looking forward to knitting that. And leg warmers is what is currently in my, I don't know what to call it. I don't know. I've got to finish the shawl first. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just go, oh, I'm going to cast on a hat today. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to go because I'm getting cold and I need to check on my fire, and I've talked and I talked and I talked and I talked, and it's like almost 40 minutes and I didn't want it to be that long. So I'm going to say goodbye, and I will see you again maybe in a week. Take care. See ya. it's going to be one of those days. It's freezing cold. I'm just going to start by saying that. And I think, I don't know, I think the brain, I think the cold affects my ability to function mentally. Last night, this is confessions of a crazy person. Last night, I don't know what happened, but I said to my husband that I wanted to start a band called the Skulking Carrots. Yes, you heard that right. Skulking Carrots. I don't know where that came from. It just kind of flew out of nowhere. Said that to my husband and then posted it on Facebook, asking my friends if anyone wanted to be in our band. So, yep, that's it. That's how I roll, peeps.